The Truth About Being a Hero. Karl Melantis on what makes men heroes in their own hearts and in the eyes of others. In 1968, at age 23, Karl Melantis shipped off to Vietnam as a second lieutenant in charge of 40 Marines, an experience he later drew on for his novel Matterhorn. In this excerpt from his forthcoming memoir, What It's Like to Go to War, he reflects on the motives and transcendent moments of heroism. We all want to be special, to stand out. There's nothing wrong with this. The irony is that every human being is special to start with because we're unique to start with. But we then go through some sort of boot camp at the age of 0 to about 18, where we learn everything we can about how not to be unique. This spawns an unceremonious, unconscious desire to prove yourself special. But now it's special in the eyes of your peers, and it comes out of the form of being better than or having power over someone else. In the military, I could exercise that power of being automatically respected because of the medals on my chest, not because I had done anything right at the moment to earn respect. This is pretty nice. It's also a psychological trap that can stop one's growth and allow one to get away with just plain bad behavior. Looking even deeper, I realized that I also had very mixed feelings about some of the medals on my chest. I knew many Marines had done brave deeds, but that no one saw, and for which they got no medals at all. I was having a very hard time carrying those medals and didn't have the insight or maturity to know what to do with my combination of guilt and pride. The best words I've ever heard on the subject of medals came from a fellow lieutenant who'd been my company executive officer when I first arrived in Vietnam. The company came under mortar attack. Tom, all the names given here are pseudonyms, then a platoon commander, had found a relatively safe defense position for himself. But he stood up, exposed to the exploding shells, in order to get a compass bearing on where the shells were being fired from. He then called in and adjusted counter-battery fire, which got the company out of trouble. He was awarded the Bronze Star. When I heard the news and congratulated him, he said, "A lot of people have done a lot more and gotten a lot less, and a lot of people have done a lot less and gotten a lot more." Medals are all mixed up with hierarchy, politics, and even job descriptions. What is considered normal activity for an infantry grunt, and therefore not worthy of a medal, is likely to be viewed as extraordinary for someone who does the same thing but isn't a grunt, so he gets a medal and maybe an article in Stars and Stripes. After reading, complete the summary chart for informational text. In column 1, write a brief summary of the article. In column 2, identify each claim or point made in the order it is made. In column 3, identify the central idea or thematic topics addressed in the text. Then write a thematic statement for the piece. First, we will focus on writing a summary of the article. In column 1, you're going to address what is the issue being discussed. Who or what characters does the writer reference? Why is there a conflict? What are common beliefs about the issue? What is the alternative point of view that the author offers? For column 2, the opinions that Melantes asserts, most people want to be considered heroic. The only people who know the value of medals are the recipients themselves, and motives determine the worth of an action. You will have 7 minutes to complete column 1. Now we will record the claims that Melantes makes. Again, you're going to look at this as those examples of the opinions that he asserts. You will have 7 minutes to complete this part. For column 3, Based on what you've read in the article, generate a list of abstract nouns that you feel are thematic topics addressed in The Truth of Being a Hero, about being a hero. Examples from Fahrenheit 451 are listed below: censorship, freedom, rebellion, and identity. I'm going to give you about 6 minutes to complete the abstract nouns part to come up with a few abstract nouns. Now you're going to create a thematic statement based on the abstract noun you chose. An example from Fahrenheit 451 is listed below. Censorship. So the thematic statement would be, one of the most dangerous qualities of a controlling society is censorship. Remember that a thematic statement is a sentence that describes how the author's vision about the human condition is revealed. In other words, what the author has to say about the subject is represented by an abstract noun. But remember that these thematic statements should be declarative sentences. They should be universal, and they should be able to apply to another text. They should not be bound by time period, genre, culture, etc. They should reveal truths about human nature. I'm going to give you about 6 minutes to create your thematic statement. But before you do, I'm going to go ahead and close out this lesson. Congratulations! You have completed Lesson 36 of the Odyssey unit. In this lesson, you connected your knowledge from the Odyssey to an informational text. You also determined the central ideas and claims in an informational text.